Okay, I know you guys probably don't care. I've been waiting for this or whatever, but it's time to review Castlevania Judgment. Now, let me tell you something. I've not 100% completed this game. And trust me, I have not. But there's a lot to do. And if I try to go 100% every game I have here, it'll take me years to complete this. I mean, and I'd have to 100% Lego The Hobbit, which I don't want to do. Well, I'm not. As long as it doesn't take too long, I'm trying to do Injustice Gods Among Us. I don't know what else I could do in Future Soldier. But I especially don't want to do 100% of Final Fantasy 13 too, as that has multiple endings, and I do not. And when there are multiple endings, I generally try to avoid. I don't really care for trying to go for the endings unless they're simple to get to. Oh, is it simple? Is it? No. Oh, but I've been talking too long already. Stay tuned. So a while back, the Super Gaming Brothers has made a video of SmackDown Sunday where they played Castlevania Judgment. Now, they hated the game, but I, after seeing that gameplay so many times, I just felt, this looks really good, I need to buy it. Which is the joys of YouTube, Nintendo. Oh, might want to take that hint. Now, Judge. So, since I was saving up for a Wii U, and by the time I was done, and I had bought a few games, and it's almost Christmas. I won't buy anything for a while, and I put it on my Christmas list. And it's pretty cheap too. So, on Christmas Day, or Christmas Eve, I opened my eyes to Castlevania Judgment for my brother. Which I liked the game. It was very cheap. Yep. But that's what I got. But I'm glad I got it. But so, well, some of you are gonna hate this game, and some of you, like Maverick Hunter, are gonna love it. What do I think? Well, let's begin with the graphics. Thanks, of course. Now this game features an anime sort of art style. Oh, it looks pretty good, but there's a little problem here. When I first saw this game, I thought it looked, well, I loved the intro. The intro looked amazing. And it shows you exactly what you'll see in the game. Well, not exactly, as it was choreographed a bit differently. But the intro was amazing. And it had great graphics. Now the game itself. First I'll note that at the title screen, it always has a different voice of one of the other characters in the game, say Castlevania Judgment, which is a good feature. But that's it for time at the moment. So the game looks. Well, first off, when I first saw the characters, they looked bad. Primarily Trevor. Mostly Trevor. And Dracula still looks bad. Good. But wait. That's not all. well, some of the textures look horrible. Well, and just plain bad. But the great CGI looks good. Some of the characters look amazing. They pulled off what they want. But Maria looks adorable. Well, Shanoa looks relatively attractive. And several other characters are designed what they want. Maybe they want to make Carmilla. Well, eye candy. They made her eye candy. Either they want to make a werewolf in armor. They did it. They want to make Eric a little kid who looks, well, my sister thought he was a girl when she first saw him. They pretty much handled everything pretty well, although I think the coolest looking character is Death and Aeon. And of course, here's something you should know. Oh, if you don't like how a character looks, you can earn items in the castle mode. Well, the castle mode is basically your classic mission mode. In which you complete missions to get a set goal. Well, and in those missions, you will eventually start earning a bit little add-ons to your character that act like a bunny rabbit to go on your shoulder, or a bunny rabbit to go on your other shoulder, a top hat, a fairy, and a neck thing. And that's basically it, but you can actually have over 17 items for each category head. Now, I said I didn't 100% complete the game. This is the part I meant, as there are so many items I don't know how many there could be there. There are probably over 100. But who knows? This could be 50. Yeah, I don't think so. Well, there's probably a lot. So you can make some characters look cool, like give Shanoa a mask, and some stuff to make her look awesome. Or make them look funny. Give Trevor another eye patch. Put 2 bunnies on his shoulders. Give him a top hat. And give him a fairy. To make the hideous-looking characters look better, I give the graphics a 1 out of 2, as they are pretty impressive in some places, but you have to get used to them in some places. But that's basically it. Or also note that the items attached to your body are real time, so you will see, so your character will be wearing them in their super attacks, in cutscenes, everywhere. Or in their opening. It's all there, people. Well, that's the fun. So next, music. The music in this game is really good. It's amazing. I give it a 3 out of 3. It's special. Well, thanks to my favorite song in the game, Darkness of Fear, the main theme. Because it's just amazing and really sets the mood for the action. And you'll hear it as soon as you start the game up. But there's plenty of well done music here. They really put their minds to this. Now for the meat of the game, the story. What's the plot of this game? Well, let's start out. In a time rift, there lived a being named Aeon, who traveled through time and space eternally. One day, Lord Gallivant and some guy who I've never heard of sent the Time Reaper back in time to kill Dracula, or destroy the world. Well, I think it's kill Dracula, but in that case, well, I'll bring it up later. So Aeon, sensing this is bad, it brings everyone here. And by everyone, I mean from Simon to Shanoa. There are 13 characters, not counting Aeon. A pretty impressive cast, which is good enough, as the majority of the characters in Castlevania have had whips, so I can see why. But, well, that comes next. So, each of these characters are to try to fight the other characters to obtain their real goal, what they want in life. If Alucard wants to be his father, or Eric wants to prove that his lance is the best lance of all time. Simon wants to prove himself a Belmont. I don't even know he has that by blood. Trevor is just awesome. I like Trevor. He's kind of like the adventure. His design screams like that classic adventure. Or that old-timey adventure you usually can do about everything. I'm not sure what Shanoa's after, or well, I know what Maria's after, but not everyone is sure what they're after. And sometimes people just act like idiots. Let's take the wolf guy, whose name is I forgot his name. I haven't played this game all week, but I play it quite a lot, but I cannot remember his name. And as some people have odd names, I could barely remember Aeon's name. And let's see. Oh yeah, Cornell. Cornell wants to get help to release him from his curse. He gets sent to Death, and Death offers to take him to where he can get his help, but he says he wants to find it himself because he doesn't trust Death. What the? Why were we finding Death in the first place? If you don't trust him, why did you look for him? I don't get it. It also, no. About that you have to complete everyone's story except Aeon's twice. But don't worry, there are only 10 fights. It's plus 2 more once you go through the second time. First time you're going through certain people's story, his normal stories. Second time you have to get to the beat where you defeat the Time Reaper. Or nah. But these stories are enjoyable. Well, I especially like the story of Grant and the Golem. Grant, I really liked his interesting love triangle. So the thing he loves was Sypha, yeah. But Sypha's with another man. Oh no. It's very. He'd making me want to go back and play Castlevania 3. You'd see what really happened, but back then there was no plot back then, so I guess they just made it up. And the Golem, I love the Golem. He's not the best to play as, but I liked his story, especially he in the end. And Aeon tells him that if he defeats the Time Reaper, then he will lose and goes back to normal. The world, he will lose this sort of mind, his self-conscious. It's like when Pinocchio came along, or something like that. Like basically, he won't have any personality and he'll be a drone. But But knowing the sheer what it'll do to him, he does it anyway. So sad. Why? And when this happened, I was like, why? Don't do it, no! You use your mind. And so sad. Which also made me want to go back and play the other games to see about this guy, except for the fact that once again note, the old games had nothing to do with it, who had little story, and basically the guy is always a boss or something. I never played the old games. But anyways, you fight Lord Galvin, and I'm gonna be honest to you. I mean, you fight the Time Reaper, and I'm gonna be honest to you. Despite all these stories, this is Aeon's game. Why? Aeon fights unlike the others. It's 14 fights, including the Time Reaper. Everyone just fought. It's 10, and Aeon again, and the Time Reaper. He fights he fights. It's 14 fights. He fights everyone, and the Time Reaper. He's the time traveler. He brought everyone. I'd like to see him return in a future game, or with a plot that actually revolves around him. The whole time I actually thought he was some sort of villain. You see, the first half of the story, you're collecting the soul keys, and I thought that when you collect the soul key, he's gonna do something really evil, but nope. This guy, who I thought was a deceptive liar, is actually an awesome good guy. Yeah, see why you love him, Maverick Hunter. Or peace to you. Good luck. So, what is the story overall? I give it a 3 out of 5. As it is very good in some parts, but also kind of dumb in some parts. But I enjoy the stories, but some of it is just kind of dumb. I love the character interactions, but it's a very simple story. I mean, 3 out of 5. Yeah. Now, how's the gameplay? Well, short and sweet to a point. Pretty good. There are 3 controller options. There's the Wiimote, a classic controller Pro, and the GameCube controller. Me, I'm sticking with the GameCube controller, as I don't have a classic controller Pro, and I tried the Wii remote stuff, and I could never get anything to work. So how does this game play? Well, first there are actually 3 sets of controls. There's Control A, Control B, and Control C. 3 controls for each control. I have not tried these other controls out, but I think those who aren't comfortable with A could be comfortable with B or C. And if one of you likes A and one of you likes C, one of you can play the A style of controls while the C style of controls both can. So there's no problem there in terms of multiplayer. But so first off, how does it control? Well, I'm gonna review Control A for the GameCube. First off, the normal attack button is B. You attack with B. In order to do a charge attack, which is basically a powerful attack, you press A and B at the same time, which is not actually that difficult. Well, it sounds bad in concept, but it actually feels really natural to me. And even more so. Well, if you hold the A button down and wait for your character to blink, you can then press the B button while you're still holding the A button down, you will perform a super attack, which is a stronger attack. Like the Y button is one that fires weapons, and if you hold the Y button, then I believe press the A button, and when you blink and you're near a weapon, or when you press both of those Y and A near a weapon, you can then either throw that near an item, you can either throw that item at the other character, make it fall from the sky. I set a trap, so if they try to break it, that they will be hurt. But it's actually quite interesting. The X button is how you perform your super move. With your hyper attack, where you will basically destroy your opponent. And these are flashy, these are awesome, and these are cool. Oh, but it all depends on the character you choose. Especially the power. Like the Golem, who is the slowest this character, and takes a lot of skill to use, especially in multiplayer. But his stiffness is very helpful. But because everyone else is a speed character, it's difficult to play as it. But it's easy to get the other characters in his super attack. Because he's so big, they just have to be right in front of him. And he is stiff as a rock a lot of times. And so what else? Well, he fires a super laser that will wipe out most of their health. So that's awesome. Now then the R button jumps. Well, I'm saying the L button blocks. If you press hold the L button and press the A and B button, and you will perform an unblockable attack that is usually used to stop blocks. But a lot of times, well, you are not going anywhere. And even when you're about to perform the attack, the AI tend to roll, dodge, and get out of their block before you can attack them, depending on who you're playing as. As it's not that easy. And in the case of Trevor and Simon, your unblockable attack can miss completely. Yeah, as they do a roll, a sort of cartwheel sort of thing, and they turn and hit you with a giant whip. But sometimes, if they're too close, you'll just go right over them and whip the floor. Yeah, great design choice. But as you move with the left joystick and you dodge with the right joystick, but here's the problem. The right joystick, it usually has you dodging the direction you're headed, and you can only change your direction with the left joystick. This is actually okay, but sometimes you can feel while you're like, I pointed the C stick the other way, but it didn't go. So, yeah. But is that in the? So that's how the controls work. Look interesting. I think I've seen next to the rest of the gameplay. So, well, you basically do combos, and it's awesome to chain in attacks together, and depending on who your character is, it can be easy or hard. But some characters will go straight in the air, allowing you to continue with an A or attack combo. Oh, and some will just, So these are pretty good characters. Now, then there's the next part. Now wait, I should probably talk about the rest. There are also some real balancing issues who's in this game. If they're not that huge, most of the characters are pretty balanced. You can pull and beat them with a certain amount of skill. Except in some cases where it's pure luck. Look at that. Okay, it's easy. Sometimes. Now I haven't tried playing against other people, but you can beat the and there are special issues with Dracula, who basically is a giant block. Like, he barely moves. He moves around. He's unstoppable. well, his AI can be beat eventually with some skill, but if you're going up against a person, actually it's not gonna be that different going up against the AI, I guess. But anyways, the gameplay gets a 7 out of 10. And it's really good, but they just didn't put enough work into it to balance things out. But special props to Eric, Marie, Shanoa, Saipa, and Death, who I think, as well as Cornell, who I think control the best. There's also another guy, Alaka, which was also really basic control. Well, everyone else either slides around, is too slow, or has problems. Well, not specifically, there are problems with everyone. And especially in terms of combo. Anyways, let's get down to the voice acting.